Hi colleagues, I'm Diana Ramirez, Harris County Administrator. I'm thrilled to be here today to shine a spotlight on an incredibly important cause. Did you know that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month? It's a time to come together and support organizations that are working tirelessly to protect our children and heal the wounds of trauma. One such organization making a significant impact right here in Harris County is the Children's Assessment Center. Through their dedicated efforts and innovative programs, they're not only helping to prevent child abuse, but also providing essential support to those in need. And it's through Harris County ARPA funding that the Children's Assessment Center has been able to bolster their child abuse prevention training, reaching approximately 27,000 children. That's 27,000 lives positively impacted by their work. So I invite you to take a moment to watch this video where Kerry McCracken discusses the incredible work being done by the Children's Assessment Center and how the ARPA funds are helping to make a real difference in preventing child abuse right here in Harris County. Thank you for joining me in recognizing the vital importance of child abuse prevention. Together, we can create a safer and brighter future for all our children.
My name is Kerry McCracken. I'm the Executive Director of the Children's Assessment Center. The Children's Assessment Center is a child advocacy center. What an advocacy center does is provides treatment and healing to children and families that are affected by child sexual abuse. We serve all of Harris County, and we do our work in conjunction with 60 partner agencies. The idea is that a child can come to one central, child-focused, child-friendly location to get all the services they need under one roof. While it is Child Abuse Prevention Month now in April, prevention is a year-long endeavor for us. We will provide free prevention training to anybody that will listen. We go into churches, schools, homes. We train our partners, we train the community, but most importantly, we train our children. Just last month, we taught prevention training to 4,000 kids in 80 schools. So the Children's Assessment Center is a public-private partnership. So we are a county department, but we also have a foundation that helps sustain some of our programs. So we have a wonderful relationship with Harris County, and many of our partners are Harris County agencies as well, like the Sheriff's Department, the County Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney's Office. ARPA, as we know, is the American Rescue Plan Act that came about after COVID to help everybody get back on their feet again. So we first heard about the ARPA money that the county received through Commissioner Ramsey. Commissioner Ramsey came here for a tour and really liked what he saw and said, I have an idea. The county has some ARPA funds and I think you should apply. So we first sought out the ARPA funding in the spring of 2022. Recovering from COVID, we found that we had a lot of needs all at once, and we weren't sure how we were going to address them. So we applied to the county for the ARPA funds, and luckily we received them. And so with the funds, we were able to do 4 different projects. So the first project we did was our medical clinic here on premise has 3 exam rooms. And so each of those exam rooms are equipped with what's called a colposcope. The colposcope is a piece of equipment that aids in the exam so that it can be a little less invasive. So it magnifies and takes pictures so that those can be used in court or in any other way as the case moves forward. The second one we did was, we call it the VHS conversion project. So for many, many years, our forensic interviews of the children were preserved on a VHS tape. As you know, we don't see many VHS recorders around anymore, so we needed them to be modernized, to convert it to something that's sustainable, because if we had a flood or a fire, those are gone. So they're being digitally converted so that those children's stories are preserved. And so we don't run the risk of losing one of those if later on one of those old cases comes to court. We want that child's testimony to be there. So the third project we did was our clinical assessment program. So after a child comes here for their forensic interview, the next stage is for them to have a clinical assessment. And so that's where one of our clinicians sits down with both the caregiver and the child, and they do a needs assessment. They are looking for that level of trauma. Is that child in crisis, or is that child not experiencing so much trauma right now? And so those children that are in crisis move to the top of the list and get connected with a therapist right away. Some children we might identify that have needs but aren't able to make it to the CAC because they live very far away. So we try to connect them with a clinician or a therapist in their community. And then some kids aren't really exhibiting signs of trauma, and we can put them on a wait list and reach back around a little later to start their services. The next thing we did was prevention training. So that is a huge part of what we do here is prevention training. And thank you to the ARPA funds, we were able to double our prevention and training team, which I'm so proud of and so happy about. So with that, we go into schools. We speak to really anybody that'll listen, churches, camps, families, adults, anybody that'll listen. But we're really most proud of the work we're doing in schools. So last month alone, we trained 4,000 kids in over 80 schools. Moving forward, specifically the ARPA funding will be used for our training and prevention program and for our clinical assessment program. So, we had developed a need, recovering from COVID, and we weren't sure how we were going to address it. But COVID gave us the opportunity to start those programs and gauge their success. And guess what? They're both wildly successful. So now that we've got a proven product, our community has stepped up and helped us continue the funding so that those programs can keep going. When people think about the Children's Assessment Center, sometimes they get sad, but I want them to take away happiness and hope, because children that make it through our doors and complete a course of therapy go on to lead happy, productive, healthy lives. So I'm so grateful for the support of Harris County and our community, because we really are providing bright futures for young people that have been through something so horrible. But our therapists will tell you kids are resilient. And so with a caregiver by their side and trusted adults and just the tools to go forth and manage their trauma, because it never goes away. But there's a lot of things to be hopeful about, and they will go on and be happy and successful. And that's what I want people to think about when they think about the Children's Assessment Center.